So, for the past 3 months, I've been travelling full time through Europe, driving and sleeping in my small converted Skoda Citigo. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what it's been like. So, let's begin. So, starting with the practicalities, it's obviously a small living space, but I do have enough room for all my stuff. And I don't even use most of the stuff I do have. I've got a load of cooking equipment that I've only used a couple of times, so storage really isn't an issue. And as for comfort, I've got enough room to lie down, to sit down, to stretch out, and I never feel cramped or uncomfortable. So I do think you need a reasonable level of flexibility to move around in a small space, but not an excessive amount. And I do live without certain things like a fridge, a mattress, a heater. But so far, I haven't really missed those things. And one of the principles of car camping is to adapt your needs to your vehicle and not your vehicle to your needs. So even though I sleep on a thin yoga mat, I got used to it immediately. And also, I'm not a naturally tidy person. When I used to live in a house, I never really put stuff away. It was always a bit of a mess. But living in a small space has forced me to put things away and keep tidy, and it's something I've got used to. And as for personal hygiene, in the car I just use a spray bottle, soap and paper towels to keep myself clean, and it's quite effective. So yeah, keeping clean and tidy are essential parts of living in a car, and it makes everything else much easier. So this is naturally a solitary lifestyle, but the things I like to do, like reading, listening to music and audiobooks and being outside, these are things which lend themselves to this lifestyle. And I also like to move around a lot, explore new places, and it could only be possible in a car. And I really love just finding a nice quiet spot on the side of the road where I can just hide away for a few hours, go for a little walk, and generally just chill out. When I used to live in a house, I would spend a lot of time in bed on my laptop. And now just having a restricted power supply and no bed has broken this habit, and I now spend more time doing the things I want to do. And even when I'm in the car, I'm always next to the windows, so wherever it is, I'm pretty much outside anyway. My diet has definitely declined. I eat a lot more convenience food now. I used to cook myself dinner every night and eat a lot of fresh vegetables, and now I eat a lot more snack foods, but yeah, I feel okay, and it is what it is. But now there's a satisfaction in just keeping myself fed, having enough water, finding somewhere to sleep for the night, getting my clothes washed and dried, having a clean and tidy car. And it's nice just to know that all my stuff is within reach and where everything is. So yeah, I like this simple lifestyle. Well, definitely at the start of the trip, for the first few days and weeks, I did feel a bit lost and lonely at times, and I feel that now from time to time. But it's just a normal part of solo travel, and there are too many upsides of solo travel to feel lonely. Being alone allows me just to blend in to my surroundings and the local culture, and that's what I really like to do. Being in a group or a couple can separate you from your environment because you have your own little mini culture that you're living within. And blending in just allows me to see dozens of little human interactions around me, all these different ways of living and these little stories unfolding that I just wouldn't notice unless I was alone. Like, look at this man. He bought his lunch with his wife and daughter, and they've walked off and left him. He can't call them because he needs both his hands to hold his lunch. And being alone, my attention is free to notice these things around me. No one else is noticing his predicament. They're all too busy doing their own thing. But I'm right there alongside him, living every moment with him. So if loneliness is longing for company, no, I'm not lonely. Life is cyclical, and now is the time to be as alone as possible. And whilst I've enjoyed my interactions with locals and other travellers while I've had the chance, I'm also trying to embrace the solitude when I have the chance. And yeah, I also do spend a lot of time with cats. And yeah, they are the best company. So car camping's a real travel hack. I love the freedom of it. I never have to plan ahead about where I'm going to go. If I don't like somewhere, I can just move on. And I can park in cities, villages, or in the mountains without having to find a campsite. And I love just turning up and discovering new places that I had no idea about before. And being alone allows me the freedom to direct my life in whatever direction I want. And this is where some personal challenges have come in. Like, is this a good use of my freedom? Should I be spending time finding a partner or a source of income, or should I be building something? But travel has a way of exposing these things by showing us that our beliefs, customs, and values are sometimes completely arbitrary and just based on where and when we live. And so, what is freedom? I always thought it was the freedom to follow my dreams and my intentions, but are we just slaves to our desires? Are our dreams and aims just trapping us, drawing our attention to some other non existent future at the expense of the present moment? And if we're liberated from our desires, what remains? Well, I've got a lot of time to think about these kind of things, being alone all day with my thoughts, but I have slowed down a lot, spending longer and longer in each place, and not having my well-being dependent on doing anything in particular. And I now feel more free and more at peace than ever before. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and follow along for more car camping adventures in the future. Third location I've tried recording this at was the dogs and the roosters this morning. Now someone's moving their minibus around. Oh, it's a digger.